Pretty good week. First week without smoking. That's pretty good, right? Reminds me of the good old days. I think at heart I am not a smoker. That's for sure. There goes the motorcycles. Should be my last run on this piece. They like it. I showed it to them. They like it. So that's pretty groovy. I'm gonna put some paint through here. Try to cover all these. Come on, buddy. Grains in the wood, plywood. And then I'm gonna deliver it. And then I'll let that dry and we'll see. I want this to be smooth, but I don't know if I can. I'll probably like 4 or 5 coats to do that, so I don't know. We're gonna give it a shot anyway. So that's good. And I got it finally, after being late on rent 2 times, almost getting the power turned off, and having my internet shut down once. I got it to where I can work 40 hours a month, pay all my bills, and save enough to get the fuck out of here by the end of the year. So super happy about that. And I can do all of that wherever I want with a $400 laptop and my phone. I can go anywhere in the world, assuming I have phone signal, and do that work. So a lot of my friends told me that, ideas like that are kind of out of reality. Those things don't exist. Well, I did it anyway, so fuck off. Try to get in my way with your negativity. And without a college education. Bitches! I feel like Tony Montana sometimes. I got 2 things in life. My word and my balls. And I don't break either of them for anybody. You know what gives orders, Frank? Balls. So that is good. Super excited about that. I started building my, I don't know if I want to say it, my package for XIII. My Karma package. I started doing this in 2018 with Emily in Denver. And it's funny, in 12 steps, there's a step that's called the 9th step. You're supposed to make amends to people you've harmed, right? I'm super critical, and I have very, very high expectations of people if they come to try to make amends to me, but I mean, if I actually care about them, I do. Like, I want to know what the behavior is that you think you did, and kind of like what you're doing to dig out the cause of that behavior and change. And then really that's it. I mean, that doesn't seem like a big deal, but to find people that actually want to do that is really rare. Like, I've been counting the amount of women that have offered some kind of apology in that nature, and it's like, I would say Christina did, but once. And she didn't. She just said I got drunk and kissed a guy. So I don't know what that... At least she had the courage to admit it to me. But Emily in Denver did it regularly. If she did something that was out of her integrity, she would constantly acknowledge that and then take steps to fix it. And I just thought... I was always impressed by it, but, you know, I guess I wasn't ready to settle into, like, the stepdad role, right? Like, she had kids and stuff, and I don't know. And she gained 40 pounds in a year, which I'm not good with. But I think that's it. It was just Emily. I've had people say sorry, but, I mean, so what? Sorry doesn't mean anything. And then usually that's my amends. Like, that's what I want to hear is like, what are you doing to fix the behavior? Because I want people to grow spiritually, right? Because I know spiritual growth leads to freedom. But to me, like, that's the biggest part of life. And so that's my expectation on people. And I don't think that's fair because, I don't know, maybe it is fair. I don't know. But that's what my expectations are. And apparently, you know, 1% of women are willing to do that. So it's pretty fucked up. But I take it. Also, the other thing in AA for sure they do, at least where I was at, is hold on. So what they do in AA is the stupid thing. You make amends to everybody, right? You make amends to people that you stole like $100,000 from, and then, you know, these amends that will potentially land you in prison for a long time. But when it comes to people you've dated, you don't make amends there because who knows why? Like, you have ulterior motives or something. But it's like, those are the people we hurt the worst, right? Like, we hurt those people the most. And you're telling me I gotta leave them alone, but face a felony charge of fraud and stuff? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. So I started changing with Emily in Denver. Like, I guess she was a good influence on me. Like, I've attempted to make amends to women, but not to this degree. Like, so I would just write down, from my perspective, the things I added to the relationship that contributed to the minds of it, right? And, you know, sometimes it's the behaviors, but a lot of it's the attitudes. And then I just offer it up, and I'm like, whatever, like, you need for me or from me to, like, kind of make this right in your own world, like, let me know, and you know, I'll take care of it. And I also let them know that, like, I see these things and I'm taking action steps to correct the behavior. So I have high standards, but I'm not a hypocrite. Like, I will meet you there, you know? Yeah, that's 1% of women. It's not very good. Like, you women gotta fucking step it up. Guys gotta step it up in the bedroom. Women gotta step it up in acknowledging they have a fucking shitty ego just like everybody else. Like, y'all ain't that entitled or special like you think you are. So, that's that. Life's going good though, right? Those are good things. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So the problem with XIII is that I was getting very similar connections with her as I did with Christina, which, you know, has never happened to me before. So I was like, as far as I was concerned, I was falling in love with someone that had a lot of potential. But I was cautious about it anyway, because I don't know. I knew some of her patterns, I guess, but I knew some of mine too. It's like you can't just rush into connections when you're dysfunctional like I am, because before you, like sooner, if you rush into it, like you get too far ahead of yourself, and then everything that you glossed over or ran over like comes up at once, and then it explodes. Unless you have like a mediator there or something, which try to get a mediator in a relationship, where you've only been talking to them for a month. Like, that's not gonna happen. What am I thinking of here? Oh. So, there are things I contributed to the relationship that I'm not happy about. And it really wasn't like, it was a long distance relationship. Like, how close can you really be, right? But still, like, that connection was there for me. It was there for her. I don't know how much she'll admit that, but I could see it in her face when we talk on Zoom. But anyway, I'm compiling that list of things I contributed. And one of the reasons I do that is kind of selfish, because I find that when you do that, it makes it easier to overcome those behaviors, Something about it. Maybe I don't need that. I'll just fucking use the king. So those are things I'm super happy about. I've done this weird thing where I've showed up now to... Let's see, I went to North Carolina with nothing but a job interview. And I guess the guy let me stay at his house for a couple weeks that I knew. But other than that, I just had a job interview. And then, within a year and a half, I think, I was married and I was a general contractor making, pretty good money. So it was fun. But then I destroyed that. I exploded that up real fast. Self-destructed that, and then I said, well, let's go to St. Louis, and the same thing. I found the best sales coach in the country for my industry, and had nothing but my car. Before you know it, I had a luxury top floor apartment, making good money again. Did the same thing in Denver and San Fran. San Fran, I ended up sleeping outside, which sucked balls. But whatever. And now I've done it in Appalachia. I kind of want to do it in a foreign country, like Europe. Let's see if I can do that. But I think I'm done with it. I just want my last lady, my best friend, a couple thousand acres in the mountains with tunnels to hide from the government, because I'm a little loony like that. but also I want to be able to support my dad if he needs it, which I think he will. Call it a hunch. Well, yeah, for most of my life, I've always tried to improve, right? Like, we got tested for push-ups in high school. I did, I don't know, maybe 30, something like that. And I really wasn't that happy with it. I don't know why. Probably just because there were people that were in the 60s. And I was like, well, I'm not going to let them boss me around or beat me, you know? And so every day, when I'd wake up in the morning, I'd drop and do as many push-ups as I could until the next test. And I got 64. And everyone looked at me funny because I more than doubled my score, you know? But I do that with everything, I think. But when I got into drugs, I even did it with drugs, like I guess it's more about being competitive. But I wanted like the best stories, right? Because my dad and all of my mom's boyfriends, they all had these crazy drug stories. And my mom was in Fort Lauderdale, so I got to hear some really crazy shit from, I don't know, the cocaine evasion. They call it the Cuban evasion, but that's probably considered racist now. But there's a ton of fucking cocaine. But when I quit using, I wanted to I was always on this better path, like what can I do better? And I was super Christian at the time, so it was all through that lens of Christianity. But it never went away. And even when I relapsed, people won't believe this, but like I did the relapse because I wanted a more independent way to stay sober instead of being reliant on meetings and like that fellowship. I wanted to be able to do it without that stuff. And it took a lot of relapses, but I found it, you know? Like, I really don't need meetings anymore. Fuck, I haven't been to an AA meeting. Oh, I guess I went to a Zoom once. Point being, though, I always want more and be better and grow. That's just part of who I am. But with this last person I was talking to, like, she made me want to do it even more, right? And I've never experienced that before. Not really sure what to make of it. Better open the windows for that, 'cause that shit stinks. I want to blow the place up. The bad part of quitting smoking is you smell everything and taste it at the same time. Got a supercell outside. It's gonna start raining or something. And I think I found another client. So even though I only have to work 40 hours now in a month, you know, to get out of here by the end of the year. I found it, maybe. He wants to try me out. He's a man of his word. So he said he'll try a couple out and see how I do. But he does $1 million a week in sales, which for me would be, if I got all of them, God, I can't even run that number. That's a hard number to find. Let's see, 2, 10, 20. No, that's not right. Is that right? 20 times? That'd be another $3,000 a week. I don't think I could keep up with that. I'd have to hire somebody. But then if I hire someone, I'd be making money on what they're doing plus what I'm doing. So then I probably could go to Denver or something if I wanted to. We'll see. Anyway, I don't say things are going well a lot. So I just want to really appreciate this moment. Like, there's huge change, right? Like building 2 businesses, first art piece sold. new experience with a woman that's positive, right? And then what else was there? Quit smoking. Yep. Tornado weather. Damn it, I was gonna go outside and walk too. Alright, peace out.